my Chicago Bears hat. Otherwise, it doesn't count.
I didn't realize that was like a necessary step.
For me, it is. I have to have a hat. I don't know why.
Play it. Doesn't have the hat.
Yeah. Exactly. God, I got so much junk on my desk. All right, cool.
I need to.
All right, cool. So here's what we're gonna do. Everybody's gonna get a chance to introduce their characters here shortly. But in the interest of posterity, hello everyone and welcome. If you're watching this or watching this later, my name is the Prankster, and I'm joined by my EU friends. And why don't we let our EU friends introduce themselves before going any further?
Who wants to go first?
And do we have to? What?
Well volunteered.
Hello, I'm not Irish. I'm gonna be playing Bo. I'm a military person, and I personally have no experience with the military, so this is gonna be fun.
Yep. Should be a good time.
Nice.
Who else?
I'm our deputy. I'm playing Constance, who is really smart, so that's going to be really different from real life, because... Woo!
And last but not least...
That's a lie.
That is a lie.
And I'm Ayanna. I'm going to be playing some not very bright intelligence case handler. Yeah.
A not
We're all
very...
screwed.
She's not dumb completely, but she's not.
But she's not smart.
And my name is the Prankster, and I will be your friendly neighborhood GM this morning, today, whatever time you're at.
Tonight.
All right. We open our scene. We open our game. And it is outside. You can hear people drilling in the distance. And when I say people drilling, I mean there are soldiers being given orders by some type of sergeant or somebody who is in a higher command. I imagine that you can hear various soldiers as they're kind of running on dirt. Yeah, that sound from a person's boot as they hit the dirt. And it's a crisp fall day. The sun is shining outside, which looks to be almost blocked fairly soon by the clouds that seem to be gathering in the distance. Nonetheless, you could probably see like a shot from up top as you look overhead at this entire military area. Soldiers moving, probably vehicles, all manner of people who are working for that day. However, the camera starts to slowly pan in on a one particular female soldier who appears to be in the armory cleaning her weapon for that day. Irish, why don't you go ahead and describe to us what Bo looks like?
Okay, let me have a look at my notes, because I don't remember.
Yep, I was going to be like, yep.
And if it helps, I'm going to be asking this question of everybody in a moment, so just so you're
Got one of
aware.
my character sheets open now.
Okay, you see a brown-haired woman, about 5'8" in height, but you can't really tell because she's hunkered down cleaning stuff right now. She's got her hair pulled into a bun. Sharp features across her face. She's covered in military gear. She's got a jacket off, so she's in that like tan top. She's got her tattoos all down her left arm. And dog tags hanging down her chest.
As we see this scene of this woman who's cleaning the gun, it's at a moment another moment passes before we see kind of in the bottom part of a screen, if you imagine this is like a television or movie, and it almost slowly types out Manchester. As that yellow type kind of like fades into the background, we see another higher ranking officer moving up to Bo. Bo, you have new orders. Apparently you need to report to Bradford for some type of a counter-terrorism operation. And he hands you a piece of paper.
I will take the paper.
Yeah, I imagine you nod at the person as indicating that you've received it, and they slowly leave. You open it, and it seems kind of odd to you. You are apparently required to report to Nelson Street in West Yorkshire at the Bradford Fire Station for some type of a counterterrorism operation. In there, they put a few different things that kind of pique your interest and make you think that this is more than just normal orders, leading you to believe that this is possibly because of your affiliation with the secretive group called Delta Green. They talk about how you're a special operator and your expertise will be needed in evaluating a possible threat to the homeland. What do you do?
I guess I'll be taking my orders and then start packing up, I guess.
All right. You begin packing up. And as time goes by, we see a fade out from that scene into another scene. This one is, I imagine, in some type of a cubicle in kind of an office area. Maybe not a cubicle. You probably have an office of sorts. You're sitting there listening to some type of communique. Aya, why don't you describe to us what your character looks like?
Okay, she's pretty average looking, you know, there's nothing really that stands out about her. She's blonde, she's average height, well, slightly above average, maybe 5'8"-ish. Hair pulled back in a low ponytail, and she's got glasses. She could be a librarian. She could be anybody, anywhere. She's pretty, you know, like I say, pretty average, but she's got a bit of a serious, yet inquisitive look on her face. You know, she's heard some stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. And the yellow type at the bottom begins to type in, it just says London before fading away. You're going through various messages and information. You can kind of smell the smell of it's, you know how like it just smells clean, like it's been cleaned recently. Maybe the fluorescent light is kind of like flickering overhead every now and then, bringing you no small source of consternation. Something that you felt before. Maybe you like lean back for a moment and stretch. You've been sitting for a long time until finally you get a phone call on your on the phone at your desk.
Hello there.
Okay.
Do you take the call?
Yeah, I pick it up and I just wait to hear who's on the other end. I don't say anything.
Yeah. It immediately comes out to you a voice in Gaelic, which is a language that you do understand.
Nice.
Indicating your assistance is needed in Bradford for a counterterrorism operation. You'll need to meet at the Bradford Fire Station, located at Nelson Street in West Yorkshire. Things have been cleared with the higher-ups. You're going there for a counterterrorism operation. Before you just hear a click. You haven't been affiliated with Delta Green too long now, but you know that they don't always give everything right off the bat. And the immediacy of everything leads you to believe it's probably the organization calling you in for work.
I hang up the phone and just tidy up bits and pieces on my desk and head towards my car.
We fade out. Finally, I imagine we come to a different scene this time. A small restaurant, probably, with people all about kind of like milling. You can kind of like hear like the slow murmur of talk as people are conversing with one another. Every now and then, like a barista over the counter, like you hear that frothing machine. Shh. It feels like a very alive atmosphere. And while it feels very alive, we see somebody sitting in the corner, kind of minding their own business. Outlaw, who do we see, and would you please describe them?
Well, there's Constance sitting at the table, probably having a nice coffee. She's pretty tall, but sitting down, you can't really tell. She's got her hair pulled up, her brown hair in a bun that's falling apart because she's had a head sort of knelt over, reading constantly. She's probably got a couple books out right now.
And Constance is an author, correct?
She likes to think of herself as one. She definitely isn't a published author.
All right, that's fair. Okay, then I imagine at this particular time you are in the UK at a conference in Birmingham before returning home for New York. This is kind of like a small... You're out for lunch, essentially, taking a moment of your time. As you're there, a waiter comes over to you, which doesn't seem too out of normal, except for the fact that this place has no waiters or waitresses to speak of. They slowly take they have their platter on their hands, and just kind of gives you a small paper and just says, "Ma'am, your bill," and hands it to you before walking off.
Mm-hmm.
As you look at your bill, you see information on there that seems to not make any sense for what is going on. It occurs to you that Delta Green does work through kind of conspiratorial channels, and that they're probably trying to communicate with you in this particular instance. On the receipt, you read some of the same information that our other Bo and Sienna have also received. Nelson Street, Bradford, West Yorkshire, England. Counterterrorism operation. Your expertise is needed.
Seems like something I should read pretty privately and slowly get on my way.
All right. As time passes by, I imagine all three of you make your way to the fire station in Bradford. And I want to point out, even though you guys would have, well, I don't know, maybe you would. This is an actual image of the fire station in Bradford.
Of course.
Not gonna lie, never been to the fire station in Bradford.
Fair
No,
enough.
I might have been there when I was younger.
I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try and make this as immersive as I can.
It definitely looks like the
I
UK. Look at the
accidentally
sky.
drew on the fire station. I don't know how to get rid of it.
Can't believe you drew on government property, Irish. How
I was
dare
trying
you?
to move.
How dare you? I can take care of that. And that's fine.
I'm pretty sure I've been there.
Well, then that's even better that you've actually been there. That's hilarious.
And it turns out she drew on it then too.
I might have. I was a kid. I'm pretty sure I've got like because my great gran and granddad lived down in Yorkshire, and I'm pretty sure they took me there once when I was a little kid.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, as you kind of gather all together, you can hear the sounds of the city come alive. The various, whether it be the cars on the street or people walking with their children in tow, some in strollers. Imagine every now and then the light pauses and people have to wait to walk across the street. How are you all getting there? Are you all driving yourselves? Are you all taking a cab, train? How?
So would I have been there with a company or just myself?
You are being dispatched to this particular fire station as just yourself, no one else.
Okay, I probably would have taken a car or something.
Fair enough. Now, I know that the rules surrounding firearms in the UK are a bit more stringent than the United States.
I've never seen a real gun in my life.
I have, but only on policemen at like King's Cross Station.
I
Right.
heard that research people are allowed to carry RPGs with them, and I would like one, please. Thank you.
I would like to see the article on that. Thank you very much.
Shit. Okay.
Better get writing.
Get those receipts.
I think it's very safe. I think it's safe to assume, Bo, you probably have, you're a military person, specifically being, you have the clearance and the essentially you've been cleared to have weapons with the car that you're taking. I would also say the same for Sienna. Constance, however, I think, unfortunately, you probably do not have any such clearance.
It's fine. I have pepper spray.
Sure.
And that's totally legal.
Hey, and you've got some nice knives at home.
Home in New York, yeah.
In time, you make your way towards, you make your way into the fire station. I imagine there's some firefighters who are there, kind of perplexed. You tell them why you're there for this particular counterterrorism thing. They kind of look at one another, and maybe a chief or captain comes over. They kind of nod, hand wave it, and in time, you're kind of escorted up to a conference room of sorts upstairs. It is there. It's there in that particular conference room. You see before you a man who's dressed in a perfect suit, waiting there at the head of the conference table, just ever so quietly. Give me a second here.
Just over here, actually.
Yeah, you can sit
Right
wherever
there
the
next
heck
to the
you'd
door.
Okay.
You all slowly take a moment to sit in your chairs, and I imagine all of you all know one another to some extent through Delta Green. Perhaps you have, perhaps there's some type of like introductory thing. Maybe you kind of met yourselves there. With that said, you have a general idea. You know that Delta Green is here to essentially protect the world against extraterrestrial or threats from the unknown, threats that can't quite make it out into the public eye. The same types of things that children tell in like scary bedtime stories. And there might be like a hint of truth to them. As you all take a moment to sit in your various seats, the man at the head of the table stands up and introduces himself as Henry Taylor. Hello, and welcome. We are glad that you are here, and we're glad that you could come so expeditiously. Let me get right to the point. There's a former Delta Green operative whose name is Clyde Bowman. Unfortunately, he has passed away. This really isn't too difficult of a task, and we think this is a great introductory mission for you to take with Delta Green. We need you to go to his home to remove any evidence of Delta Green's activities, if there is any. We need you to do this as quickly as possible. Bowman's heirs are expected within 48 hours, so we need to make certain that everything is clean by then. Do you understand the basics of this mission thus far?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Involve no one else in this operation. And within 48 hours, we will return here to meet, and you can report on exactly what you have found and what needed to be cleaned up. Now, if you find signs that Bowman has violated Delta Green security, we will need you to report that so we can take action accordingly. Now, I have a small cursory dossier to give you. If somebody would go ahead and read that for me, I'd appreciate it.
Hey, Constance has got a book club, so, you know.
Oh. Okay. Well, this is the summary of a report on Clyde Bowman. Date of birth 28th of March 1945. Family, wife Marlene. Oh, that's a lot of dates. Let's skip over the date, shall we? Daughter Sharon and son Michael. His occupation was at the HM Revenue and oh my god, I can't read. Revenue and Customs, and as a retired Assistant Deputy Commissioner for Operational Support. He was active with...
Now, you would know when it says active with group, it's essentially, Delta Green doesn't put anything down in writing if they can get away with it. And so when it says the group, you would understand that to mean Delta Green.
He was active with the group from 1967 to 1970, taking part in 11 operations. That's quite a lot of operations. Numerous consultations with a specialty in taxation and property confiscations. No current associations with the group. And it seems we've got keys on here as well.
Yes, there's a key to his, essentially his apartment in the top right corner of the report. There we would also find an address to his apartment in Bradford, which apparently is in a small, declining, yet working class neighborhood.
Okay.
Do you have any questions before you proceed?
I do have one.
Yes,
If
Miss
we
Bow.
If we do find out that he has somehow compromised information, do we come back straight away or continue searching until we've searched the entire property? What do you want us to do?
I would like for you to take care of this as much as you possibly can by yourselves. Should you need assistance, please do not hesitate to call. And he gives you kind of like has it in his palm, kind of like slides onto the middle of the conference room, a small cell phone. It looks to be a burner phone, which you would know, like, not really connected to much anything else. If you need to contact me, you can contact me on that phone and that phone only. It only has one number in it, and it is his phone. And it doesn't even say his full name. It just says HT, which you know would stand for Henry Taylor. Actually, no, it just says handler, because that is what these types of Delta Green agents are known as. The ones that kind of like give missions, they're the handler. So if you need to get in contact with me, you can get a hold of me at that number.
Okay. I do have another question.
Yes.
What was his death? Was it any? Was it suspicious, or was it just like old age, health?
As far as we understand it, Mr. Bowman died of natural causes. We know that it may have actually been a few days before he was actually found. Everything surrounding his death appears to be inconspicuous.
All right.
This is mostly a cleanup operation, just to make certain former Delta Green agents are not have not compromised the organization in any way.
That's good to meet.
Yeah, makes sense.
Got it.
Excellent. All right. If there are no other questions, then I will let you get back to your business, and we will meet back here in 4,800 hours. And as he says that, I imagine at the bottom of the screen, there's yellow type that just says October 5th, 2022.
Oh my god, that's today.
And then it says, 8 o'clock p.m. And then it like
Oh my god.
it just ticks over to like the next second and minute before fading away into the background.
We're in the future.
1 minute into the future.
Oh, okay. We've
God
got
dang it.
till Friday, guys.
All right, well, I'm gonna go get some dinner. Bye.
Yeah, one night on the piss.
All right, you guys have your mission before you. You have all of the information. You have the address for where you are to go. We're pretty much hand waving equipment. Whatever you have on you, you pretty much have on you. If you have a car, especially if it's portable, can definitely assume that you have it on you. You just tell me. I know that Bo said she has brought her vehicle. Did Sienna or Constance take their own personal vehicles, or will you all be going in Bo's personal vehicle?
Constance came by train.
I drove down up to, but yeah, I don't know. What sort of vehicle have you got, Bo?
I don't know. I guess that's probably just something from the military.
Hey,
I
Bo,
just
can I get a
commandeered it,
lift? I didn't drive here. Kind of awkward.
We're taking your train. Hooray!
Yeah, so Bo, you probably have some type of SUV that would be able to hold everything that you have. Sienna, you probably have a car, so it all just depends on which you guys would prefer to utilize.
What is less suspect or more? I don't know.
Well, I was thinking, yeah, I know what you're saying.
It's an SUV though, so.
But if we need to actually, get rid of anything or, remove anything from his place, having a bigger vehicle might be more beneficial.
Well volunteered, Bo. Thanks.
Yay! Bo drives.
Yeah, we could take my car.
All right. Bo. You decide to take Bo's vehicle. After some time, you drive off towards Bradford, and it's you're in Bradford, so it's not too terribly far. Maybe about a half an hour just to navigate, find directions, that type of thing. So not a terrible amount of time passes before you're able to get to outside of the apartment of Clyde Bowman. You see, the building is kind of a jarring example of early 1960s design, blocky and drab. As you kind of look around, what's everybody's awareness, just so I'm aware?
Where do I find that?
That'll be on one of your skills on your character sheet.
Is it alertness?
Yes, alertness is what I meant to say. My apologies.
70.
40.
70.
50.
All right, cool. I'm not even going to make you guys roll it. Bo, you're always on high alert. And as you're looking around, you don't see any cameras or anything like that to be wary of.
Could we tell from the address to see what floor it would be on?
Yeah, it appears to actually be on the second floor.
American second floor or UK second floor?
That's a good point.
Because in
Yeah,
the
we have
UK,
a
this would be
ground
the second
floor.
floor. In the US,
Yeah.
this would be the second floor.
Then it is. I said the second floor. So yeah, the UK, the second floor. We're in the UK.
Sweet. Up the top.
All right.
All right.
You make your way into the apartment building, and it doesn't really seem like many people are super nervous about your presence or anything like that. It looks like you can kind of just get in inconspicuously. Let's see here. And so you make your way up to the second floor, in apartment 203, and make your way inside. Just inside the door, you see a ring of labeled keys. You see the kitchen. You see just kind of some decent furnishings. It appears to be a well-worn couch, faces an art, a small television that is on the wall. Appears to only have a limited basic cable. On the adjacent coffee table are a stack of mostly completed crossword puzzle books. Issues of Reader's Digest and various football magazines from the various teams around the area. You also see a box of unhealthy artificial donuts, which are now crumbling and dry.
Ew.
Lovely.
The adjoining kitchen is mostly bare, with a smattering of cans, pans, and boxes, and the only human touch is some type of drawing on the refrigerator. There's some other rooms, but I'll let you explore this area, and you tell me what you guys would like to do next.
I want to look at the keys.
Sure.
You do that, Bo. Have fun.
You look at the keys just as you walk inside, and you see various ones that are, vehicle. Maybe it didn't have a ton. Maybe like a small Foot Locker, and one that's also labeled cabin.
No safe keys.
Say what?
No safe keys. Something like that.
No safe keys.
Damn it.
Would probably come back to us at a later time, but for the meantime, I want to just look at like the top crossword puzzle and make sure that some of the answers make sense. You know what I mean? No, not because of that.
Yeah,
It would
I
be
get
pretty
ya.
easy to find stuff in it, and she knows that.
Yeah,
But,
you don't. Yeah,
just
you
for
want to
the
make
now, I'm
certain
going
he
for
isn't
the
like
top one.
snapped and isn't just writing like
Well,
red
it's just
rum,
it's
red
a
rum,
lot of
red rum.
crossword puzzles. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So just go take a look at the top one. It's something that's gonna bug her, but for now, she's just glancing over it.
It's actually really smart.
yeah. You take a look at
It's
the
the kind of
cross.
thing she'd notice.
You take a look at that makes absolute sense for your character.
Yeah.
She takes a
Well,
look at the
I-
cross.
yeah.
She takes a look at the crossword puzzles, and yeah, no, they're completed correctly. Guy seemed to be
What a smart guy.
yeah, a
Oh
ton
my
of them.
god, what kind of person actually finishes crossword puzzles?
My gran.
I guess he is kind of getting on a bit.
A little
He's
bit.
dead now.
Oh, sorry.
Well, it became.
Oh no,
Wow.
no, my gran.
Oh, my bad. This
The
guy's
guy-
dead.
Yeah, my granny is very much alive, thanks. I love my granny.
Okay. How else would you? What else would you guys like to look at? Well, what else would you like to check out? What would you like to do?
I'd like to have a look through the kitchen drawers because, you know, if it's anything like
If you got
anybody
like
else,
a,
so shove paperwork and stuff in the drawers out
Yeah.
of the way.
There's always
Got
a junk
one
drawer full of
drawer.
paper.
Junk drawer, yeah.
yeah, one drawer of, like,
Manuals for like appliances
letters.
and stuff like that.
stuff. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, you look into the drawers. He actually does not have a junk drawer. All of his drawers are pretty well organized with just various kitchen stuff. You don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Oh my
That's
God.
pretty out of
And
the
that in
ordinary.
itself is out
Yeah.
of the ordinary.
That is so weird.
Red flag.
It's a super red flag. What do you mean? Everybody has a drunk drawer.
Yeah, where's the drawer with the random screwdrivers of different sizes? What the heck?
We have
Right?
three junk drawers in our home. It's terrible.
Every drawer is a junk drawer.
Where do you put the lighters and screws and stuff?
Yeah,
Oh my
and
gosh,
the instructions
fine.
for your microwave.
Fine, he has a junk drawer. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Amazing. So yeah, he has a junk drawer. It's filled with pencils and screwdrivers and instructions for the microwave and all the other random shit where you don't know where to put.
That's the perfect place to put them.
It seems a lot less suspicious now. I like it.
yeah.
Okay. Anything else you guys would like to check out in the kitchen or the living room? Anything else you'd like to do?
I want to look out the window to see what his view was like.
Mostly just overlooking a road in Bradford. You could kind of see some people walking by every now and then. Your eye is kind of caught by a tree that's bowing a little bit from maybe like a small gust that comes through the streets. A light comes through the window, bringing some into this very dark place, just because all the lights are off.
Can we turn a light on?
Oh,
Does he used to have electric here? I don't know.
You turn a light on, and the apartment explodes. That is
Wow.
the end of this
oh,
adventure.
TPK.
Sorry, guys. I just wanted to see.
I'm just kidding.
Wow.
TPK.
No. Light turns on, illuminating the area for you to be able to see better. You know that there
That's why
is
you couldn't find the junk drawer at once.
there is a hallway leading more deeper into the apartment, and then of course there is what you see here. Anything else
Can
you'd
I
like to
check down the sides and the back of the sofa?
Sure. You check down the sides and the back of the sofa. In the crack of the sofa is the remote controller. And as you kind of like look underneath the cushions, you find little dust bunnies, maybe some peanuts that had fallen down there, other snacks that just kind of like fall into the cracks. You don't find anything odd underneath the cushions nor underneath the sofa itself.
Typical, not even any change down the back of the sofa. Who is this
geez.
guy?
Seems like a normal guy with a junk drawer and change in his sofa.
So I want to check the cupboards.
Mm-hmm.
Just take a skim through them, see if there's anything noteworthy.
Yeah, nothing noteworthy in the cupboards. Just kind of like normal foodstuffs for a person like him, type of stuff that he likes. Oh, that's lame. Just realized something.
Yeah, I'm gonna get real bored real quick of looking through the crosswords and wander down the hallway.
Yeah. Yeah, as you look through the cupboards, nothing out of the ordinary. And so you said you decide to wander down the hallway, Constance?
Mm-hmm.
Down the hall, you see a linen closet and a small bathroom. You feel like you can see that there are also two bedrooms kind of at the end of the hallway, opposed to each other. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna go into one of the bedrooms. The one on the right.
Sure. Let's roll. Let's do here.
Oh god.
Okay. You go into his bedroom, and it holds a queen-size bed and a dresser on top which rests a photograph of Clyde and his late wife, Marlene. There's also high school graduation pictures of his two children, a few photos of a grandchild, and a ceramic paperweight of a child's handprint with the name Cassie, age 4, crudely painted on it.
That's adorable.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Just generally gonna carry on looking around the room, like at a what's in here kind of way. Nothing closely looking at yet.
Sure. Yeah. The big things that kind of came out to you were the dresser, the bed, there's a chair in the corner. It was maybe like a little bit messy, but not too terribly messy. He had an end table, a light. Maybe there's some more word searches and kind of like other games like that, and crossword puzzles kind of like stacked next to his nightstand. He had a few books as well, kind of on the nightstand as well, just things that he was reading.
Okay. I'm gonna just have a look around the photographs.
Sure. Yeah, you take a moment just kind of like looking into the various photographs. Now let's go ahead and switch back to Sienna and Bo. What are you guys doing?
I'm going to follow Constance down the hallway, but check out the linen closet.
Sure. You look in the linen closet, and it's pretty basic. Nothing really stands out to you. Just a normal linen closet with maybe like an ironing board and some shelves for various linens. Bo, how about you? What are you doing?
I'm gonna take a look around, like a really close look around the wall, ceiling, underneath the table.
Sure.
Anything like maybe I can't remember what the called, you know, the little like microphones or anything, you know, just something out of the ordinary.
You're doing a sweep essentially to look for any
Yeah.
type of like surveillance.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll me a search. This will be our first roll of the game, yeah, fellas.
Ooh.
Oh.
You can do it.
Oh.
88.
You can't do it.
That is a critical fail. As you're looking through, you find no surveillance equipment that you can see, and you check everything. I imagine though that you're not being very gentle, and that's how I will. That's how this fumble will become manifest. Essentially, is you're kind of like you're just making a lot of noise. I imagine you're making so much noise that Sienna and Constance hear you.
Don't mind me just searching for stuff.
But yeah, you don't
Stick my head
find
around the door and be like, you okay? Did you fall?
Yeah, I'm fine. Don't mind me.
you don't find anything out of the ordinary. But because you are doing such a thorough search, you do see the drawing on the fridge.
Aw.
Got 2 gold stars.
In a
This
moment,
kid can't do RSs. Oh, God.
in a moment's time, you do hear a knocking at the door. Hello? Hello? Is anyone in there? Hello?
One of you guys answer the door and pretend to be.
I'm going
Family.
to call the police. No one should be in there.
Yeah, I'm just going to stick my head round the bedroom door where Constance is and motion to her that I'm going to get the door and to keep quiet.
Sure. So in a moment, you make your way towards the front door. I didn't mention this earlier to you or Constance, but the smell of death is kind of in the hallway. You do recall that Mr. Bowman wasn't found for several days, so it's not too striking that his smell, like the smell of death, would still kind of linger. You make your way to the front door and open it to see an older woman, maybe in her 60s, with late 60s, we'll say. She has a dog in tow, and she looks at you and she says, may I ask why you're here? I'm going to call the police.
Out of interest, do we know what the situation is with his wife? Does she still live here, or is she dead?
Yes, so that's actually a great question, and that was on the summary report. His wife has passed away.
Oh,
She passed away 20 years ago.
okay, quite a while then.
Yes.
You could be his mistress.
No, I was just gonna say I'll just sort of let her know that I am friends with Sharon, his daughter, and she asked if I could come round and just check up on the place.
Oh, Sharon. I'm certain. I know that he'd love to see his daughter, his granddaughter, Cassie. And she kind of like smiles. Go ahead and roll me a persuade check. Because you are telling a lie.
That's a fib.
Because you're a liar.
Oh my god.
Success.
It's only a little fib.
She nods. Yes. No, yes, I have no doubt that the family is going through a difficult time. Mr. Bowman was such a quiet, kind man. I will leave you to it. I didn't mean to make a ruckus or anything, just wanted to make certain, guard our old friend's place. You are being quite loud in there, so I would suggest maybe keeping it down a bit.
I'm just going to apologise and then say, yes, sorry about that. We'll try and keep it. I'll try and keep it down.
Yes.
Yeah.
She nods at you, kind of with smiling eyes, and makes her way off. The apartment is yours again. Constance, you're looking at the photographs, and you don't really see anything out of the ordinary.
Mm-hmm. Is there any drawers I can take a look in?
Yeah,
I would
and you can
assume
open
so,
up. You can open up any of the drawers. Go ahead and give me a search, because I'm assuming you are specifically searching for documents or something.
Why can't I roll right now? Never mind.
It's okay. Failure. Yeah, you're looking through and you don't find anything. Seems like
Anything.
normal.
Don't find anything.
I
Okay.
mean, you don't find anything out of the ordinary. You
Okay.
find clothing and socks and shirts and, the whole 9 yards, but nothing odd or out of the ordinary.
Any bits of paper lying around anywhere?
No, nothing again out of the ordinary. But you do see paper from the books that maybe he was using as bookmarks, temporary bookmarks, that type of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Any larger areas that could potentially be housing paperwork, for instance?
Sure. I mean, like there is a closet. I'm gonna go ahead and roll your search over, or you can roll a new search for it. That's fine too. You know what? Go ahead and roll a new search for it because I'm a kind and benevolent Giat. Everything seems like it's just a normal closet, man. Just clothing, shoes, nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Okay. Irish. You have not really found anything in the kitchen. You haven't seen anything out of the ordinary from your search. How would you like to proceed?
I will make my way to the bedroom the door that hasn't been opened yet.
Sure. As you pass by the bathroom, you notice it's actually, yeah, because of your alertness roll, or because of your alertness score, you notice it is in a disturbed state. A broken towel rack, a cracked shower door, a few fragments of broken ceramic toothbrush holder swept into a corner. There also persist faint traces of the smell of Bowman, his corpse. You believe that maybe this is where he died.
I will hold the scarf up around my nose so I don't smell it, and walk in the bathroom.
Sure. Yeah. Aside from what I've described, there's really nothing else in here. You think that maybe he had like a heart attack or something as he was getting out of the shower or something like that. Natural in that doesn't seem like foul play is the point I was trying to get across from him passing away from natural causes.
Okay. And I will head to the door that I was aiming for.
Sure. How about you? Are you going to be following Bo, or would you like to do something else?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna follow Bo.
Sure. As the two of you, and actually I'll throw Constance in here with you to just, so that you're all in the same area at this point. This seems to be kind of like the last area that you've yet to investigate. On the whole, it seems like a pretty normal apartment. You see that this was other bedroom is used as an office and for storage. There's no computer, but there does appear to be like a filing cabinet filled with papers. A desk also filled with all kinds of notebooks and all manner of things. What would you like to do?
Well, I'd like to check out the desk and the notebooks.
Sure. You know what? Let's go ahead. I'm going to kind of why don't you give me what is y'all's accounting scores?
10.
10.
10. How about you, Irish? 10?
10.
10 across the board. Great. You all take kind of a big, deep breath out, realizing that there is just a lot of paperwork here to go through.
Okay, we've got 2 days.
Yeah, the three of you decide that you could probably work on it. If you all work on it together, you could probably go through it pretty quickly. Well, not quickly, but you can go through it faster than if it was just one person. So you take some time sorting through all of this various paperwork. A lot of it is receipts. I mean, the man did work in he did work in the HM revenue and customs. So the man had
Is anything written in Latin?
no, unfortunately, no. It's all boring ass accounting work, or not all of it. Most of it is, though. Receipts. This is how much he paid for rent, so on and so forth. Different government paperwork that one needs, like birth certificates and that type of a thing. However, so I'm going to say about 6 hours passes. It is about 2 a.m. in the morning at this point in time. We'll say 3 a.m. in the morning at this point in time. And the bottom of the screen, I imagine like we see all three of your characters in this office, and there's kind of like time elapsing over 6 hours. You pulling out different files, looking at it, moving into different positions. So 6 hours later in yellow type at the very bottom of the screen. Cassie. Looking through the paperwork, you find out that Bauman owned a cabin in a rural area north of Bradford in a small town called Leyburn. You have it's in a very rural area. It's about a 4-hour drive by car. And the papers give you the address. There is, at this point in time, you feel like you guys have gone through everything as best as you can. You don't feel like there's anything else of note in this apartment.
And there's no electronics anyway.
I mean, aside from that, like older TV that he had, and the remote
I was
control.
on about like USBs or anything like that, just anything that could hold information.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Just pretty much just paperwork.
My floppy disks.
No floppy disks.
Damn it. Sorry, who did you say read that? Because you said Cassie and
I said
the kid.
I meant to say Constance. My apologies.
Okay.
Constance was
double-checking.
the one that kind of found the information for the Cassie's his granddaughter. My bad. Constance finds the information for the address for the cabin north of Bradford in a small town called Leyburn.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna show that to the other two.
All right.
They're aware that there is potentially another place to make sure things are okay.
I know where the key is.
That is true. Yeah.
Sure.
I say we tidy up what we've messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Grab
Yeah,
the key
finish up
off.
here and
Yeah.
and head up there.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Couldn't really find anything.
Sure. All right. So it is 3 a.m. when you leave, and it is 7 a.m. by the next morning as you're driving. So here's the thing. At this point in time, you guys have been up for 24 hours plus. Your characters are starting to get tired and sleep deprived. So as a result, unless you do something to alleviate this condition, and you tell me what you'd like to do to alleviate this condition, all of your rolls will be at minus 20% because of the sleep deprivation.
How big is your SUV? A bit big enough for everyone to take a little nap.
Probably. Not comfortably, but yeah.
Just a cuddle puddle?
Hey, Constance's been camping before. This is better than that.
Okay.
Take a nap in the SUV.
Hey, naps can do wonders for you,
Okay. So, how long will you be sleeping? And where? Just in the SUV? Okay, I'll let you guys talk about that. I'm going to go use the bathroom, and I will be right back.
Okay.
You talk about how you'd like to do this, rest-wise. There is also the option of drugs. Just want to put that out there. And by that, I mean caffeine, chain smoking, and, cocaine. So those are options.
Yeah, just anyone carrying any cocaine?
No.
I'm kidding. I didn't ask that.
So
I
I
know.
say we take a 3-hour nap, 4 hours at most, grab some coffee.
Won't it
Yeah.
look a little bit suspicious, like 3 people just sleeping in an SUV for that long?
Depends where
I
we
mean,
are, I
should we
guess.
just we could just look into a hotel.
What
Have
kind
you
of
got
hotel's gonna let us
camping
book in
stuff?
at 7 a.m.?
That's true. They're kind of crap like that.
Yeah.
Or
don't
do we
have
just go to
camping
Costa and power through?
stuff. Could just go to Costa.
It's already been 24 hours, though.
Willy,
guys,
Willy
if
Wonka says pog cocaine.
Get it out.
All right, so how
So
do you guys
if-
want to do this?
If you guys want, I can drive, grab some coffee, and you guys can take a nap in the car.
Yeah, I guess that works. And then
Yeah.
you can always.
And I could drive us there while you guys sleep.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, you're
All right.
military. You're used to being up all night, right?
True.
Please.
Hit up a Costa on the way. We'll be fine.
Okay. You begin to make your way towards the small town of Layford, north of Bradford, which is about a 4-hour drive. It's night, so you probably stop in one of the larger cities that you have to cross through to get there. In this case, excuse me, you have to make your way through Leeds to get to Layford. And so you decide to take a small trip there, hoping for like a 24-hour convenience store type thing. And sure enough, you hit the jackpot and are able to get a lot of caffeine to help carry you. So here's how this is going to work, Irish. Roll me a 1d4, and that is how many hours you will get where you delay the sleep deprivation because of the caffeine. Two. Okay. You make your way towards Layford, and in time, and as this is UK Leeds, Pura. Sorry, person wanted clarification. You make your way towards Layford, and I imagine like the dawn kind of comes in. You're still pretty bleary-eyed, Bo, as you make your way through. Eventually, though, the road becomes more rural and more rural, leading to a scene that you kind of see here. The misty morning fog catching the light and kind of occluding your vision a little bit. The natural darkness of the forest just because of the tall trees that kind of block out the sun coming through. Constance and Sienna in the back sleeping. What's going through your mind at this time, Bo, as you're making your way towards this cabin?
Just trying to block out any thoughts, really. Just focused on the drive.
It's focused on the
Got a
drive.
mission, and she's got a mission at hand. It's just like she's focused on it.
Sure. Makes sense. Oops. In time, you come towards the cabin. And I imagine, like, as the road becomes more rural, it becomes more and more difficult for Constance and Sienna to sleep. So, Constance and Sienna, you got a good amount of sleep, but not a ton. So, we're only a 1d6, and that's how many hours sleep deprivation will be put off for you. If you get a good night's sleep, you never really have to worry about this. All right, so Outlaw 4, Aya 1. You slept terribly. Sienna is just like, oh, so bleary-eyed. But you get to the cabin right about 7. So that's what I'm going to say is when all of this kind of kicks in. I imagine you open the doors as you draw closer to the cabin. The smell of the forest, the fragrance of everything kind of filling in. I imagine Bo has a cup of coffee in her hand. Outlaw stretches out, and Aya is asking for 5-10 more minutes because she is just so beat up and tired. The cabin itself is a 1-story high with a bedroom and a bathroom, a living room, a few closets, and a kitchen. The whole building is made of wood. You see that the forest is encroaching in. For a person who takes care of their cabin is there on a regular basis. Maybe it's not as big of an issue, but here there's all kinds of detritus, broken leaves, stones that kind of litter the landscape before you. Other notable things you might see as you get out of your vehicle and kind of look around is you can see a well and what appears to be a hatch for a septic tank. Other than that, and you see an outhouse as well. So that is what you see. The 1-story cabin. You see the forest kind of surrounding you. You see the hatch for a septic tank. You see an outhouse. And you see a well. What would you guys like to do?
I would like to scope out the outside of it. Just see if there's been a entry recently.
Sure. As you look,
Any forced entry or anything like that.
As you look around the building, you do see no signs of forced entry. I imagine, as you feel more confident about that, and you go and check the doors themselves, and they appear to be locked.
Oh no, I forgot the key.
I was just about to say, I hope one of you
drive
picked
back.
up the key.
Gotta drive back. Now's the time to do some cocaine.
I'm guessing we picked up the key.
I mean,
Since I knew where it was.
Yeah.
You did. I'm not gonna. That'd be real shitty.
It was so
Actually, you
fun.
didn't specify that you picked up the key.
Oh, sorry, guys.
I will use the key and open the door.
Sure.
Actually, the key's in my... No, I'm kidding.
The key that you found from Bowman's apartment fits in the lock. A cursory inspection, Bo reveals that no one has been here for at least 2 months. The cabin's interior is quiet, and there are more than a few cobwebs. Aside from some secondhand furniture and rustic decor, there are that is what you would see.
Sorry, I was filling my vape.
No, that's fine. The cabin itself is 1 story high with what appears to be 1 bedroom off to the side, a bathroom, a living room, a few closets, and a kitchen.
Okay.
You would see that there's a large fieldstone chimney.
I'm gonna check the chimney out.
Sounds good. You go over to check out the chimney. Let's go to Constance and Sienna. What are you guys doing?
What else was outside? I've forgotten.
You see a
Outhouse and a septic tank.
yeah, you see an outhouse. You see the hatch for a septic tank, and you also see a well.
For the time being, I'm gonna head into the cabin.
Okay, you go into the cabin with Bo, and presumably you kind of start looking around as well. Sienna, how about you?
I'm gonna check out the well.
Well,
right.
well.
Yeah.
You go and check out the well, and you see that the what's the word I'm looking for? You see a small electric pump attached to it that is essentially, you would assume, responsible for bringing water into the cabin. Other than that, nothing strikes you about the well.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Okay.
I don't know a lot about wells, so I'll check out the outhouse as well.
Sure.
And since I just woke up and I slept like shit, I'm gonna maybe use the outhouse. It depends on how it looks.
Sure. You look at the outhouse, and it looks pretty old. More than a few cobwebs. Similar to what I said for Bo. Nobody's really used this in months. And so you open the door, and I imagine you see cobwebs. It does not look like it's been in order. Doesn't look like it's been used for quite some time. Doesn't smell awful. That's what you see.
I decide to just head inside with those two then.
Sure. You head inside into the cabin, and you notice the same things that Bo did earlier. This is a small cabin with one story high, with a bedroom, a bathroom, a living room, a few closets, and a kitchen. You would also see the kind of fieldstone chimney in the corner, responsible for presumably heating the cabin. I keep wanting to say Irish. Bo, you don't notice anything odd about the fieldstone chimney.
Nothing
Just
on
seems-
the inside.
Nothing in the inside. You run your hands
All right.
up and in. You don't see anything odd.
Alright, cool. I guess I'll head to one of the rooms.
Sure. So I mean, there's the chimney. I'm sorry. You're gonna go into the kitchen. You're gonna go into the bathroom. You're gonna go into the bedroom. Where? I'm assuming you're already in the living room.
Yeah. I'll go into one of the bedroom. The bedroom.
Sure. You go into the bedroom. What are you doing? Specifically looking in any place, or just doing a cursory search of the area?
I just want to have a look around. See if there's anything of note that could possibly be hiding information or documents or anything like that.
Sure. Go ahead and roll me a search.
Oh boy. Don't fuck me.
Fumble.
Fuck.
Nice.
Fuck.
We're doing well with the rolls today, guys.
Right.
You kind of look all throughout the bedroom, and Again, you're just making a lot of noise. A lot of noise.
Well, at least the neighbor won't come and complain.
You do
I'm gonna
look,
come in and complain. No,
you do look under the bed and you see a green footlocker. As it's happening, though, from the outside, you just hear, "Help! Help!"
So I'll run back to where they are and. Are you guys calling for help?
Wasn't me.
no.
I'm gonna look through a window.
Yeah. Why don't everybody roll me an alertness?
Oh boy. Wait.
Yeah. Bo, you're the only one that hears it. Just a very faint, "Help, please. I'm trapped. Help." It's very faint. You swear to God you hear it from the outside.
There's someone calling for help outside.
Are you sure?
I can hear it.
How can you hear
nowhere.
anything after all the banging about that you've been doing?
I don't. How can you not hear it?
Sorry, what?
I'm gonna look through the window just to make sure no one's like outside just pranking us.
Yeah, you open up the window, and I imagine with that amount, like you can hear it faintly. It's a little bit louder, and at that point in time, it becomes just loud enough for Constance to hear as well.
Okay, maybe you're not crazy.
Oh, you hear it now.
Don't give me that, but yeah.
All right.
Where's it
So
coming
you hear the sound outside. Are you going to track it down? You also did just find that green foot locker, and there's still other parts of the cabin to explore.
Oh yeah, there's a
What would
there's
you
a
like to
footlocker
do?
under the bed. There's a footlocker under the bed.
Is there somewhere in there calling for help? Or
I think they're outside calling for help, but there's a footlocker under the bed. It's a locked one.
I
I'm
tell you
pretty
what,
sure.
I'll go check the footlocker under the bed while you two go and track down your imaginary voices.
Okay. I will pull out my pistol.
I will stand behind you.
There's also a shed, by the way, which I missed. There's also a shed, so my apologies about that. Okay, so you pull out your pistol and you begin to go outside, Bo, looking around. Constance is with you, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bo, you're just trying to track down the sound?
Yeah.
Sweet. I do want to point this out just because, Aya, you were looking out earlier, so small retroactive thing, because I made a mistake. There is the shed. Is that something that you would like to have poked your head into as well? Because you're kind of poking your head into everything else?
Yeah.
Or... Sure. As you poked your head in there earlier, you would have noticed an assortment of tools and 4 5-gallon cans of gasoline that appear to have all been recently filled.
How recently?
Like, within 2 months.
Ooh.
Like, it doesn't smell like old gasoline. Gasoline keeps for a good amount. So, all right. So, you begin to track down the sound, and you believe it's emanating from the septic tank, Bo and Constance.
I have a torch, right?
Yes.
I was gonna say that would be like the one thing that I did bring.
Sure.
Are we looking in there? Is that what we're doing?
I mean,
You do see the hatch. And as you draw closer to the septic tank, the sound is louder, becoming louder, and you hear like the banging as well.
I will ready my pistol. If you shine the torch, we'll open it up.
Mm-hmm.
And we can take a peek.
Okay.
I feel like this is like a part in a movie where the jump scare is about to happen.
And stupidly we've split up.
Okay. So you make your way towards the septic tank and begin to remove the hatch. And as you remove the hatch ever so slowly, we go back into the cabin with Ayana, who is going to the footlocker. You notice that there's a lock on the footlocker, Ayana.
I see the key for that in the apartment.
So you have
Gosh.
so you guys have a key ring with a bunch of keys
I was
on
gonna
it.
say, you picked up
Oh,
all
it's
the keys.
on the
Oh,
same
okay.
key ring. Okay.
However, Irish Bo has those keys.
Nice.
Okay. What do you do, Sienna?
I'm gonna head outside and head towards Bo to ask for the keys.
Sure. You head outside and you see that they are both going towards the septic tank, both Constance and Bo. As you're drawing close, you too begin to hear the sounds of somebody crying for help in a very faint voice. Help! Help! Maybe the banging of something against the sound. And as you draw close, you see the keys jangling off of Bo's. Perhaps she has a belt on. And so you begin walking towards them. And what you see is them kind of like removing the like top of the hatch. And we go towards Bo and Constance as the hatch opens and you look down. And you see a woman. You see just not any person. As you put the torch down into there, you see what appears to be a walking, talking, wasted corpse of a woman. Hair falling out in clumps, skin almost sloughing off of her arms with exposed muscle and bone. She is naked. I'm going to need Constance and Bo to roll me a sanity check as they see this.
Oh boy. Let me find that real quick. Where is that?
Yeah,
It should be
whatever
near
you-
the top of your character sheet. Actually
Sanity
not.
point.
Yeah, it's in the middle of your character sheet under statistical data. It's a green button, sanity points. Go ahead and click on that for me.
No modifier.
No modifier. That is a fail.
Oh,
As a fail from Constance and a success from Irish. Okay, so first off, Irish,
Yeah.
Bo, good news is you're able to pretty much like hold yourself at bay, so you only lose 1 sanity point. So you'll go down to 54. If you'll adjust that, please. Constance, I need you to roll me a 1d8, and you will lose that much sanity from your character.
roll a 1. Oh.
7 sanity.
Yeah,
All right.
I immediately shut the hatch.
Okay, so yeah, you before you can say or do anything else, Bo, you see it and you're like, oh God. Constance, you see this and you are just like, oh God, and just like shove the hatch closed before anything can help And as that's happening, you also just hear, "Oh God, help! Please help me! Oh God, I'm trapped here! Somebody help!" And you hear that moaning, that crying, even though you've closed the hatch. As you draw close, Sienna, I imagine you look and see a wild-eyed expression on Constance's eyes. What are you guys doing? By the way, that was locked. The top of the hatch was locked, so you would have had to have opened it. So I'm assuming you did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait, no, we didn't. Can I be sane again? How does the whole sanity system work, by the way? Can we have a little rundown?
Absolutely. So here's what is going to happen. Your sanity points, for all intents and purposes in Delta Green, will mostly go down. They will sometimes go up, but they'll mostly go down. Once you pass your breaking point on sanity, you develop a mental illness for your character. And when that happens, you go temporarily insane. Now, if you get a high roll like that and you would instead, you want to choose to project that sanity loss onto one of your bonds, you absolutely can. And that will have effects in our downtime phase. So that is an option that you have that I forgot to mention. If you choose to project that sanity loss onto one of your bonds, Constance.
Mm-hmm. Probably a good idea.
It's entirely up to you. If that's something you'd like to do, you absolutely can.
Does it have to be kind of like all in on that? Do I have to split it? How does it?
No, we'll pretty much be all in on one of those.
Okay.
Give me a second here.
Fully blaming my mentor for pulling me in on this then.
Okay, fully blaming your mentor for... here we go. A bond can protect your agent from sanity loss. Protect your... and to offer a chance to repress the effects of disorder or temporary insanity. Bonds are not merely motivations or things your agent likes. They are your agent's connection to humanity. Each bond begins with a score. We already did that. Let's see if there's some more rules here. There we go. See repressing insanity, page 75. Okay, repressing insanity. Sometimes it's easier to cope. You may attempt to repress the blind panic of temporary insanity or an acute episode of a disorder by spending willpower. So my bad. You actually can't do this. You can only do that once you get to the breaking point. So you cannot project right now. My apologies.
Sweet. 5 points from break it.
Yeah, 5 points from breaking. All right, so what are you... So the hatch is unlocked. It is closed. Your hands are on it, Constance. You look around towards Sienna. Bo, you're right there, probably alarmed. Role play it out. How does all of this look?
What's going on?
What?
There's like a
What?
a live corpse down there.
What do you mean a live corpse?
I mean, like a living dead person down there. Like they've been down there for like 20 years or something.
Like you watch like zombie movies or anything?
Oh yeah, but is that the voice you've been hearing?
Yeah, that's the voice.
Okay, so you know, have you thought about finding out why they're down there?
Do you want to have a look? I'm gonna open the hatch again.
Yeah, I'm taking my hands off the hatch.
All right, so you're taking your hands off the hatch and you're opening it, allowing Sienna to look down inside, correct?
If she wants to, I'm gonna try and talk to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna come over anyway because I'm kind of curious now.
All right, Sienna, so you see the same thing. You see a withered, emaciated corpse of a woman, hair strands falling, naked, skin sloughing off. I need you to make me a sanity check as you witness this. And as you're doing that, Bo, what are you saying? She looks up to you like with one outstretched hand. Please help me. Please. Crying.
What's your name? Tell me your name.
She swallows. I'm Marlene. She begins to kind of breathe heavily.
It's his wife. How did you get down there?
He put me down here.
Your husband did?
Yeah, yes, he did.
Why did he put you down there?
I wasn't doing well. I was getting sick. And he I don't remember exactly. He did some prayer or ritual. And there was some something happened. I wasn't dying, but I was kind of stuck in this state. I don't know what happened exactly. She's kind of weeping forlornly.
I'm gonna look at the other two and be like, what the fuck do we do?
With my
I'm gonna.
knowledge of occult and things, could I maybe have maybe I know some of these things that could happen and it might make a little more sense.
Sure, roll me an occult check.
Oh shit. Watch me fail.
Oh my god, you did!
Success.
That's something finally.
There are all manner of rituals that you know of all throughout the world that are that can do some pretty crazy shit. Prayers, rituals, sacrifices, all manner of things that can just absolutely do this type of thing.
I'm going to suggest to the other two that we at least get her out of the septic tank, get her into the cabin, and we can continue the conversation in there.
I'm a little bit afraid of her. I'll let you deal with that.
Okay, how is there a ladder going down it?
Yeah, there's a ladder that's kind of like up at the top that you can kind of collapse and throw down it.
I'm gonna throw down the ladder.
All right. She looks at you with just pleading eyes. Thank you. And she begins to kind of like raise like a trembling hand up to the ladder. She's like, light. And she begins to kind of like climb up, and you see like her skin, like she's been down in this wet, dank area for so long. Like as she gets up, like as she draws closer to the exit, to the top of the hatch, you see that her skin is bluish gray, where she still has some type of skin. Thank you. My husband was a sick man who held terrible secrets. As she continues to kind of like make her way up. And she eventually gets out, and she looks terrible. She's been begging for air and for light and for anything like this. She just says, thank you. Again, like you can see patches where there's muscle and bone, and all manner of things. And she looks towards the entrance of the cabin where you're trying to lead her. That's correct. That's what you're doing, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Got you.
I mean, it's daytime. It's probably not the sort of conversation we should be having outside.
Absolutely. You do know that this is a pretty, what's the word I'm looking for?
Secluded?
Yeah, secluded. So you're not, I mean, like, obviously you should be pretty fine. Does anybody have? So she's out at this point. She moves out. You see, her flesh is gray blue. It's been torn out. Her hair, most of her hair has been torn out. Her hands are bloodstained. The flesh stripped by constant clawing at the walls for God knows how long. Her feet and lower legs are swollen from frequent immersion into the dank water underneath. I just need a bite to eat, and so she begins to make her way into the cabin with you guys. When she comes out, is there anything else that you do?
Close the tank.
Close the tank. Go ahead and roll me a Hume Int roll. Anybody who would like to.
Oh, it's terrible.
So bad at rolling.
I mean, I may as well, right?
Yeah, might as well. Doesn't hurt to give it a try.
Nice.
You can't really tell what to make of her body language and mannerisms. They're all strange. But I mean, if she's been stuck in a septic tank for all these years, unable to die, that should, be no surprise. You begin to bring her into the cabin and this walking corpse with you. And she kind of gets to the threshold. And she's like, I can't believe I'm free. Can I have just a moment? Can I just have a moment to myself? And she just kind of like looks down and just like starts weeping.
Can I give her my long coat because she's naked?
Yeah, absolutely. You give her your long coat.
Oh.
And she gratefully accepts it.
I'm gonna turn to which one was the one that went for the footlocker? Sienna?
Me, yeah.
I'm gonna turn to Sienna and just be like, did you find the locker?
Yeah, have you got the keys?
Yes. I will hand her the keys.
Okay.
Okay.
You hand her the keys, and Sienna, you make your way presumably towards the bedroom, or do you do anything else?
Yeah. I'm going to leave those two handling the wife
Got you.
and head towards the bedroom.
All right. So the two of you, Constance and Beau, kind of like maybe you get like a cup of tea or just do what you can to kind of help the wife. She eventually enters into the cabin and close the door behind you.
And food or something in the kitchen. You can.
Yeah, maybe there's like some old food.
And ourselves.
Yeah, you get some old food, or you get some food, maybe some like stuff that doesn't necessarily spoil. Begin to take care of it. What are you doing, Beau?
I'm staying on edge a little.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case anything
Small.
happens.
Sure.
Because it's a zombie.
I want to be friends with you, okay?
Yeah. Sienna, you make your way into the bedroom and pull out the footlocker from beneath the bed, and the lock comes undone, and you open up the locker. The first thing that you see atop the contents of the locker is a sealed envelope marked with a triangle in green ink. You would know this to be the kind of symbol of Delta Green. the envelope sits there atop of a bunch of other contents. You see reels of tapes, a small a cardboard box. You see files. You see what appears to be maybe like some type of a knife, a mundane leather pouch, more files, a glass sphere, just all kinds of like little weird odds and trinkets. What do you do?
I want to open the envelope.
Okay. You open the envelope and you find a note, which I am going to share with you and only you. You should be able to see it in just a moment in the handouts area, Aya. And then I'm going to ask you to read it out loud when you see it.
To whom it may concern, if you are reading this note, I can assume I've died or become incapacitated before I had the courage to complete my final mission. You will find about 20 gallons of gas in the shed behind this cabin. Pour it into pour it into the septic tank beside the cabin and ignite it. You'd be happier if you didn't look inside. Please make sure that the remains are kept from my children. I am so sorry. God, please forgive me. Clyde Bowman.
As reading that note, we shift the scene back into the living room where this withered woman with a long coat is being consoled by Constance, with Bo kind of on high alert. In the flash of a moment, Bo. Give me a second here. Oh, you know what? I forgot to share. Oh, that's fine. In the flash of a moment, Bo, the creature stands up quick as a flash and does its best to rush you specifically and go to claw you.
Oh.
We are getting into initiative, friends.
Oh, oh, excited.
If only you'd let me have the keys before now.
I was like, okay, cool. All of it was very interesting. Let me go ahead and add you all to the initiative tracker here. And then I have to add something else to the initiative tracker.
Oh. She's real gross looking.
I've been trying to describe her as gross looking.
Wait, you didn't think she'd be pretty, did you?
No. I just like, because it came in really big, it was just the eyes. I was like, oh.
Okay, so the way that this goes is nobody rolls for initiative in this game. Initiative is just your dexterity score. So, Bo, what is your dexterity score?
13.
Okay, 13. Constance, what is your dexterity score?
God,
10.
What?
10.
10. And Sienna, what is your dexterity score?
14.
All righty. Give me a second here. Marlene jumps out of her chair and rushes Bo, going to immediately try and claw her. So this will be an unarmed combat roll. I need to make that roll. I'm going to make it secret from you guys. Perhaps it's your military training or what have you, but as Marlene rushes you, you know what? Actually, this is even better. You already said that you're a bit on edge.
Yeah.
So she like slashes out at you and you just like jump out of the way for a moment before she can land a hit. That is her turn. One move, one action. Sienna, you are up. You hear a bunch of kerfuffle from the living room. You are currently kneeling over this footlocker. What are you doing?
I'm going to quickly slam the lid shut on the footlocker and go to the living room.
You slam the thing, you go to the living room, and sure enough, you see Bo in a corner, Marlene on top of her with like these like claws just like trying to rake her. Constance, you were just sitting beside this woman just a moment ago trying to console her. But Bo, you are next. What do you do?
I would have my combat knife on me, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna use that against her.
Okay, you whip out your combat knife and you attempt to make a melee attack against her. Go ahead and roll a melee attack under your character sheet.
Oh,
Let's see what happens. 3! That is a success. All right, so you were able to stab Marlene, slash her. Go ahead and roll the damage associated with that particular attack. And I believe it's +1 because you're pretty strong. Yes, so you got a +1 to your damage. Your combat knife is a 1d4 +1. All right, so click on the green button where it says 1d4 +1. And it should allow you to roll right off of that. 4 points of damage to Marlene. So as you attempt to slash Marlene, unfortunately, like not all of it really goes through. It gets tangled up in some of this like desiccated flesh. You realize that was a pretty good hit. It should have done a lot more to Marlene, but it barely does anything. Anything else
Kill
you're
it.
doing?
Kill it! Kill it! Get it down! Kill it!
Constance, what are you going to do?
you know, I'm gonna run to the kitchen, because assuming it's not that far from the living room, try and look for something that can be used as a weapon. Would I?
I mean, there are knives. It's pretty safe that you could
Yeah.
grab like a butcher's knife or something.
I was
like
more
that.
thinking, watching that happen, could I make a judgment to look for something that's not a knife? So,
You tell me what you're looking for.
Like a bludgeoning thing.
rolling pin.
either something more blunt or like a lighter or something.
A
You know, like the
lighter.
chef's fire lighter,
Oh.
blowtorchy thing. I don't know.
Go
Wait,
roll
what
me,
would they keep in a wooden cabin? You know.
roll me a search roll.
Oh fuck. %.
Your gut instinct is to look in the junk drawer for a lighter, for something. You pull open the junk drawer and there's no lighter or anything to be found.
Well, I guess I will grab the frying pan that I previously heated stuff in. Let's go.
Find a frying pan. It is Marlene's turn, and she's up on Bo, and she is going to, this time, essentially... So you could do something called an aimed attack. It will take minus 20% from your roll, but it will do, I think, twice as much damage.
Oh, fun.
I need to double check on that rule to be 100% certain, but I believe that is the case.
So when you see a minus 20, does that mean plus 20?
When you see a minus 20, no, it means it subtracts 20% from your roll. Oh, so the aim action will actually give you a plus 20% to your next roll, but you have to actually utilize that. All right, she's gonna go ahead and try and bite Bo. I think that's what she's gonna do.
Ah, don't bite me. Ah!
Oh, called shot. That's what I'm trying to do. A called shot allows your agent to shoot past if the attack is making control. Okay, so yeah, that is actually, it does do it. Okay, I did do that right. So she's attempting to bite your neck. This will be at a minus 20% chance, so we'll see if it works. That is a 36 on the roll. Now, Irish, you can choose to forego your normal attack to instead try to dodge or fight back or wait. Do you want to try to do anything? Because it looks like she's going in for your neck right now.
Yeah, I want to try and dodge.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your dodge for me. We'll see what happens. And I'll describe it. Okay. All right. So here's how conflicting rolls work in Delta Green. You succeeded and she succeeded. So the next thing that happens is we compare the two rolls. And whoever rolled the higher success, so if you rolled a 37 or higher, you would have succeeded.
Fuck!
So it does
No! What the fuck?
Let me double check. If your roll overcomes the attack, I want to double check to make certain I've got this right. In order, if you do this, becomes your sage in single action.
Oh man, I'm gonna get bitten into a zombie.
And it's been nice knowing you all.
This is how the zombie apocalypse starts.
Can I just point out that Sienna was the one that's like, yeah, let's get her in the cabin. I was totally going to leave her in the tank.
Hey, you could have disagreed. You could
Could
have
none.
argued.
She was too busy freaking out.
Yeah, well, you should have left the lid shut, when you had the chance.
I did.
You open it up again.
No, I didn't. Bo did.
I opened it up.
Yeah, it has to beat the attacker's roll. That's the thing. So yes, she will bite your neck. This is going to do double damage. This is going to hurt Irish.
Oh.
This will be 2d8 plus 4.
This is how I die.
Oh my god.
This might be how she dies, honestly. We'll see.
If you die, we're all
I
dead.
have 15 hit points, dude.
9 points of damage as Marlene just bites down into Bo's neck where there's no armor. Actually, I guess your armor would come into it. Do you have any armor on?
I guess I do.
Did you put on a flak jacket or anything like that? It's very important. Tactical body armor.
It says I've got tactical body armor.
Okay, that is -3. All right, so 6 points of damage as Marlene bites into this soft spot in your neck and just tears out a chunk, and there's a spray of blood. All of you are observing violence, so I need everybody to make a sanity check.
Oh boy.
You too?
Yes, you too, because you're the one that the violence is happening against.
Jeez.
Oh boy.
Amazingly, oh my god, that's a crit fail.
I was fine.
Oh no.
All right, so that means you lose the max amount of sanity that you can for this roll. So it's no 1d8. If it's 8, you just lose 8. So I just have to find this really quick. I wish I had that table readily available. Oh, here we go. Suffering violence. Stabbed, strangled, or shot. Suffer a permanent sun on fire. Tortured. Okay. This is going to be D4 for Irish, so you will lose 0. You're fine. Outlaw and suffer a sun on fire, reduce ambush. Find a corpse or a mangled carcass. Inflicting. Kill him. You know what? I'm going to say this looks terrible. Outlaw, roll a d6. Aya, you immediately just lose 6 sanity. Period.
I'm at my breaking point.
Oh no.
Okay, Constance is at her breaking point. Okay. Now you can choose to project Constance.
100%. How dare Becky make me watch fucking zombie films? I hate her.
Okay, absolutely. All right, so that's going to be inflicted on your score, Becky from Drama Class. You take
Becky.
6 points of sanity. Sienna, how does that? What's going through her mind as she sees this horrific thing?
Kind of blaming myself right now for, suggesting we bring her into the cat. Hey, I wasn't the one that fed her. Let me just point that out. That was. We thought, oh yeah, let's make her some food.
I'm near my breaking point.
Guys, look, it's not Constance that fed her. It was actually Bo through her own flesh. All right. That is Marlene's turn. Sienna, you are up. What are you going to do?
Okay. I assume I've just got to the living room. I'm going to look around for something to grab to, use as a makeshift weapon.
Do you have your gun on you? Because I did say earlier you have it. A medium pistol, if you'd like to utilize it.
Go on, then.
Is that what you'd like to use?
Yeah, this sounds crazy.
All right, it's a 40% chance. You can aim for an additional 20% chance, but that will take up this turn. So do you want to aim or shoot?
Having seen her just rip a chunk out of Bo's neck, I'm gonna shoot.
Makes sense. Go ahead and roll your hit. That little green die at the end of the weapons area. Fumble.
Oh my
Oh
fucking god.
lord.
Oh no. Oh no.
Don't you shoot me.
Did you just shoot?
So
Bo?
here's the thing. You might actually shoot Bo.
Oh no.
I'm gonna have you roll a luck roll. It's up at the top there. That green die. It's under the statistical data by sanity points. Roll a luck roll. If you roll under 50, it means you do not shoot her. If you roll 51 or higher, you do.
Okay.
You do.
I rolled the wrong one.
No.
that was
You don't
supposed to
roll
roll.
it. Aya rolls
okay,
the luck
okay.
success.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh boy.
You do not shoot a bow, which could have killed her. But your gun jams up.
Shit.
Your gun jams up. That is your turn. Bo, you are up. You took your turn to try and dodge the blow, and it was unsuccessful. So, what is going through Bo's mind?
I just want this fucking thing off of me.
Gotcha. Constance, you are up.
Oh boy. I guess I'm gonna run over to Molly and try and smack her in the head.
Fried pan. Let's
my
do
God.
it.
All right,
Let's
go ahead and
go.
roll me a melee attack. Let's see if it's successful.
Oh shit. Oh man. Oh boy.
That is a miss. Just woof, goes right over Marlene's head. We're at the
Don't
top.
hit me.
We're at the top of round 3 here.
What? Oh.
All right, it is Marlene's turn. She sees that everybody's gathering up, and she's going to take one last attack on Bo with a claw. So that's the first thing that Marlene is going to do. D100 roll. That is a natural 100. That is an automatic crit fail. from Marlene.
Oh.
Marlene brings back a claw, and I imagine this time, Bo, you dodge just in time as her hand just like slams down into the counter, and you hear a sickening like crack as that happens, and she like yelps a little bit, and she looks at all three of you kind of gathering around, and she just bolts off towards the window. That is her turn. Sienna, you are up. What are you going to do?
I'm going to try and get my gun unjammed.
Okay, I'm going to say it's going to take you just a round. You're able to clear the misfire from your gun. You cock it back. You get ready to shoot next turn. That is your turn. Bo, you're up. You're bleeding from your neck. What are you doing?
I'm gonna take my gun out and shoot this bitch in the fucking head.
Okay, which gun are you taking out?
Pistol.
Okay, you also have an assault carbine, just so you're aware.
What would that count as though? Just firearms?
Yep, all of its firearms. If you'd like to use it, you can utilize that.
Yeah, okay, I'll use that.
You pull out your assault carbine. That's your move. You aim, shoot. Go ahead and roll that die. We'll see what happens.
So do I use the firearms die, or do I use the actual assault carbine die?
Use the assault carbine die because that will use your firearms score. Oh no, another fumble. 88%.
Damn it.
Shit. You know what? This is perfect, actually. So you fire and it misses her, goes right over her shoulder, but it breaks the window that she was running for. And she looks back at you with a wicked grin. Constance, you are up.
I try to talk to her.
What are you going to say?
I don't have anything to do.
Huh?
I'm gonna tell her that Clyde is dead. And her suffering can be over if she just calms down.
Being a Karen right now, Marlene.
All right. So you have this last ditch effort. Go ahead and roll me persuade.
Like, you can't get revenge. I don't know what to tell you. Where's my persuade?
Oh, you beauty.
She pauses for a moment. Looks back at you guys. I know he's dead. This body is rotten. And I need a new one. Let me go, or it will be hers. And she points towards Bo.
Ugh.
Oh, man. Is there not a third option here, Marlene? I can't let you take her body, but you can't leave here. You can't. Oh man.
I think I can do whatever I want.
What about your children, Marlene?
She smiles a wicked grin. Yes, Marlene's children. They would be excellent new hosts.
Oh boy. There's no talking to this now, is there?
Put her down!
I don't have anything!
You got a frying pan!
Constance, anything else?
Can I throw my frying pan?
Sure. Go ahead and throw your frying pan.
How am I gonna roll this? I have no idea what to roll.
You're gonna go ahead and just roll me a melee weapons for right now.
Sweet.
Sugar.
You throw the frying pan and it hits the wall, bouncing off down onto the ground as Marlene smiles wickedly and begins to make her way, because it is her turn, through the window. Jumping through, she leaves some tattered, desiccated flesh behind on the shards of glass with murky, dark blood as she begins to run towards the forest. Sienna, it is your turn.
How far into the forest is she? Like, can I still shoot her from here?
You can absolutely shoot her from there.
Then I will.
Shoot the bitch in the fucking leg.
I'll try.
Okay, go ahead and roll me your firearms check and we'll find out what happens.
Man, I really wish we weren't in England right now.
Right.
Oh, right, Aya, that is a hit. Go ahead and roll me damage.
Nice. Good job.
Nice.
Nice. 7. So you hit her in the shoulder. You see, like, as she's, like, just sprinting, hits her in the shoulder, and she just snarls back in your direction. But she still is sprinting. It is Bo's turn.
How far can I move without taking up the full round?
I mean, she's sprinting. You could probably move to the open glass that she broke through and try a shot from there. Unless you want to try and, like, get out of the house and, like, run her down.
I'm gonna try and shoot her.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that firearm.
Come on, don't fuck me.
That is a success, 32%. Go ahead and roll me. Okay, so first off, your assault rifle has what is called a lethality rating. That means it is a 10% chance to just kill somebody outright without just doing damage. Go ahead and roll me a D100, and if you roll a 10% or under, that is a success.
Okay.
So where it says lethality, hit the lethality one.
Okay.
The 10% on lethality.
But
Okay, does not automatically kill her. Go ahead and roll that D12. Oh, it says normal. You know what? We'll just take that damage right there, too. 11 points of damage with armor piercing 3. You see, like, you, like, light her up in her back, and you see, like, blood and chunks of flesh come out. She is hurting quite a lot, but she is still sprinting. Constance.
I'm gonna... good shots, guys. Well done. Really motivate everyone around me, and that's... What else am I gonna do? I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch everything happen.
Okay, Constance, you're just gonna watch. It is round 5. It is Marlene's turn. She is sprinting. You can barely see her in the forest. If you do not bring her down this round, she will escape. All of you, because she's in the forest, have a minus 20% chance to your firearms to hit her from where you are.
We need that.
Okay. It is Sienna's turn.
Okay, well, we can't let it get away, so I'm gonna try and shoot her.
All right, go ahead and roll that medium pistol. Remember, you have a minus 20% chance to hit her.
Okay, so do I need to do
Roll that
something?
green button at the end of medium pistol.
Okay, wish me luck.
That is a fail. Poof, hits off into the forest. You see chunks of bark come off. Bo, minus 20% chance to hit.
can I start chasing after her?
So you would like to go through the broken window and attempt to get closer to get a clearer shot, is what you're saying.
Yes.
That is fine. However, I'm going to make you make an athletics roll. I think it's athletics. Yeah, roll me an athletics to see whether or not you are able to get through the glass without injuring yourself.
Oh boy. Oh.
Okay, that is a success. You only slightly cut yourself and take 1 point of damage. All right, I put you down from 9 to 8. You're able to run off. I'm going to still give you a minus 10% chance to hit.
Okay.
But it does lower that penalty a bit. You're a Marine, so it makes sense. You jump out the window, you get into a stance, you take a breath, you get ready to pull the trigger, time slows down. That is under 50%. That is a hit. Go ahead and roll me the lethality first. That is a 10% chance to kill him outright. 59.
Oh, so close.
With a 14. How does it even do 14 points of damage? It can only do 1d12.
It's 2d12, I think. Oh no, it's 1.
Oh.
But it says, where was I looking? Looking somewhere and it said, like, times 2. Where was I looking? What the fuck?
Oh yeah, one of your earlier rolls, it was like when you fumbled it
Yeah, when I fumbled it was times 2.
and shot the window open.
Okay, let me look at your character sheet real quick here. Let's see what's going on.
I think 'cause it was a crit, but it was like
I haven't touched it.
Repeating weapons damage. I'm going to roll this a couple of times just to see what's going on here, Irish. Give me a second. That roll doesn't count. Okay, that does. Do me a favor and just roll the die that says damage 1d12.
Okay.
Because I don't know where that 14 is
Roll
coming
high.
from. 7. Armor piercing 3. Marlene is... What did you get on your lethality rating? Did we roll that? We didn't. Go ahead and roll that lethality. Just the button that says lethality.
I think I did though, didn't I?
Oh, did you? Is that what it does? Oh yeah, I guess that is what it does.
That's where the 14 and the 3 come from.
Yeah, maybe the lethality thing got it. Okay, so we won't roll lethality for damage anymore. You hit Marlene. She does not look to be doing well. Stumbles a few times. Looks like she's about to fall down. Before running off into the forest. As you hear
Fuck!
The 3 of you are left behind at the cabin. What do you do?
Call Henry.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna have to call it in.
Yeah, who picked up the phone? So I feel like I
Oh
would have.
no, none of us did.
I feel like I would have still tried to chase after her.
Hmm.
So you'd like to still try and chase after Marlene, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
You know what? If you get a success,
She's pretty hurt.
She is pretty hurt. I'll tell you what.
She's a military lady.
Roll me an athletics check first to see if you can keep up with her. You are bleeding profusely, so I'm gonna have that actually.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna say that gives you a minus 20% on your athletics check. Okay, you're successful in running. Now, there is the equivalent of a... And you're pretty much off on your own at this point, right? Everybody else is back in
Yeah.
the cabin?
I could die here.
You could. Go ahead and roll me a survival check to see if you're able to see the blood. Because it's pretty bad, I'll give you a plus 20% to this roll. So if you get 30% or under, you do not. She is off into the wind. Give me a second here. You feel like you do not know where she went. As this is going on and Bo is alone bleeding in the forest, we go back to the cabin. There's a broken window, a phone in the hand of Sienna. Are you giving it a call?
Yeah, I'm gonna call.
Rings for a few moments. Yes, agents.
We've got a situation.
What is the situation?
We've got a walking corpse, escaped into the forest, extremely injured. Bo's gone after her. We thought you should know.
Your new mission is to contain the threat, as it always is in Delta Green. Do whatever you have to. Contain the threat. Make certain nobody knows about the threat. Keep
Got
it
it.
hidden. Do you need more resources?
Yes. We want a whole zombie hunting team. Thank you. Helicopter.
The best I can offer you is a surgeon on standby.
We might need one.
And I imagine as you do that, you look at Bo, who's walking back towards the cabin, and she's just like bleeding from her
I
neck.
feel like I would have had, like, 'cause I've got field dressings, I would have, like, pressed one against my neck as I walk through.
Yeah, so you got like a big old one of those big old white gauze pads pressed up to your neck, soaking in as much blood as you possibly can. Makes absolute sense. 100%. What is Constance doing?
Helping Bo as much as she can, which is probably not very much.
Okay, walking over to Bo, doing what you can to help her out. Okay. We will leave the scene there. A
I
cabin
really wish Linus was here.
in the woods,
I know, right?
Right.
empty, and walking back towards the cabin, the three of you looking at the empty septic tank with one eye, looking towards the broken glass with another, and finally with Bo walking toward, you can see Bo walking towards the cabin through like the hole where the broken glass is. The smell of must in the air from this old cabin and wood underneath. So the slow creaking and groaning of a structure that has stood against the tides of time. But the camera goes into the the bedroom, where sitting atop sitting on the carpet next to the closed footlocker with other things, we see the note from Clyde Bowman but it focuses in on the very last line. I'm so sorry. God, please forgive me. As the screen goes black, and that will end our first session.
Man, it's so good.
Ooh, it's scary out here.
We almost got it.
You almost died.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, you're so close.
All cards on the table had 2 hit points left.
Aw.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
What?
3.
Oh, if only we weren't in England and I could have had a gun.
Well, you know what? You know what's funny is I was thinking to myself, I was like, the only people who are playing are those folks from England. So I'll change the details so that it's actually in England. I think that'd be kind of a fun
Nice.
little touch. But I didn't even think about that.
It was like after that round where I was like, okay, good job, everyone. It came into that bit and you're like, oh, okay, now everyone's got -20. I was like, I was totally going to take Bo's pistol from her belt and shoot it. But it was already at -20 and my firearms is only 20.
You would have had a 1% chance. You know that this is good for the next time. So yeah, you guys have a footlocker of other stuff to look at. You have this person
the
running
zombie to
off
hunt down.
into the forest. Yeah, all kinds of crazy stuff. This is a good place to end. All right, guys, I hope you had fun. Hope you enjoyed yourselves.
Yeah, thank you.
Very welcome. And for those who are watching, thank you very much for watching. And tune in next week. The plan is to play this every Wednesday between 1 to 4 Central Time. And I hope you all have a wonderful day.